Well, welcome once again to week 11 of the NFL football season. It's your man D-Generation Wayne helping you in your Eliminator picks to survive and advance to week 12. Last week, our Eliminator picks were the Titans, the Giants, the Colts, and the Cardinals. And yes, I took the Titans. And I know sometimes I should listen to my own rules and say, listen, do not take division games, and also stay away from teams that you don't think, like the Jaguars, who eventually are going to win a game. They did. And it's the week a lot of us got burned. So, the Titans lost, and the surprise of the week, the Colts getting smoked. Well, me being a Ravens fan, it makes me happy. And two, the guy who did it came from Baltimore. Name of Tavon Austin. Remember that name. It's going to be a good one. He finally showed up in his rookie year. So we finally got some more Baltimore revenge on the Indianapolis Colts. And it's a beautiful thing. Also, going into last week, we had the Giants. They squeaked it out. If you use them as your eliminator, I said also that the West to East travel will eventually catch up to the Raiders. And also Terrell Pryor, as I understand, came out of it with a knee injury. So they survive. And if you use the Giants, maybe I should have, that would have been a good pick. And the Cardinals beating the Texans 27-24. That was my fourth pick of the locks for the week. So I went 2-2 again. And the one I lost, of course, was the Titans and the Jaguars. So there you have it, our recap for week 10. Now we're going to go into week 11, starting with the Thursday night thriller. The 6-3 Colts coming off that said 38-8 loss to the St. Louis Rams, losers of one. Going up against the Tennessee Titans, also a 29-27 losers to the previously winless Jacksonville Jaguars. Yes, they finally won a game. And also on a one-game losing streak. Stay away from this game. As far as for eliminator purposes, the Titans aren't good. And they just lost Jake Locker for the year. And I always say, stay away from division games. Because strange things happen. I.e. last week, Jacksonville, Tennessee. Enough said. So stay away from this game from eliminator purposes and move on. Just don't even waste your time. Looking at the slate this week, there's not really a lot of good picks. I mean, most of the games you probably use, the teams that you would like to use, like, i.e. Seattle, Minnesota, you've probably already used Seattle already. So this is one of those, definitely you want to find one that you can survive and advance with. So as we look into the Sunday slate, starting with the Jets, the Jets, Jets, coming off of 5-4, coming in at 5-4, I should say, off a bye week. And won their last game against New Orleans, and they surely took it out on Dallas. More on that later. Playing the Buffalo Bills division game, 3-7, lost 3 in a row, coming off a 23-10 loss at the hands of the Steelers. I'm not happy on that. But as far as eliminator purposes, stay away. Not a good matchup. Bills are struggling. They've lost 3 in a row. Probably not going to make the playoffs. Jets, they need this game. And they're in the wild card hunt. They may not win the division, but which makes up next week's game with the Ravens. I'll comment on that next week. Makes next week's game very pivotal and a very big game. So the Jets got to hold on to this to maintain their wild card standing. But as far as eliminator purposes, avoid. The Falcons at, oh God, this game, I'll tell you. The Falcons coming off a 33-10 beatdown at home against the Seattle Seahawks and losers of 3 in a row. Playing the 1-8 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just coming off that 22-19 thriller on Monday Night Football against the Miami Dolphins. We're just going to pass this game. No more needs to be said. Now, here's a very interesting game coming up. We got the 6-3 Lions come off that 21-19 win against the Chicago Bears, winners of their last 2, going against the team that I love to hate, the Pittsburgh Steelers, coming in at 3-6 and 23-10 winners over the said Buffalo Bills. Avoid. Just Matthew Stafford is probably the only quarterback standing in the NFC North right now. I would be tempted to take the Lions, but not against the Steelers and not when they're fighting for their playoff lives. So avoid this game for eliminator purposes. Next game on top, the Washington football team coming off that unbelievable 34-27 come from ahead defeat against and losers of their last game against the Eagles Eagles. Now, the Eagles are at home. They haven't won a home game all year. They haven't won a home game since last year. I think they've lost like 8 or 9 in a row at home. They're 5-5. All 5 of their wins have been on the road. The Redskins, the Giants. I take it back 4 because they lost to Denver. They beat the Redskins. They beat the Giants. They went to Green Bay and won. And they won at Oakland. So they're 4-1 on the road. Actually, 5-1 on the road because they haven't won a home game yet. They're playing the Redskins at home. The Eagles are tied for first place in the NFC East. Whew. And this was the same point last year, and ironically the same team when the Redskins went on that 7-0 run to win the division. So almost it's like deja vu all over again, as Yogi Berra used to say. As far as an eliminator pick, no. Absolutely not. Not worth it. Not worth, because the Eagles, Nick Foles is playing well, and it's hard to believe that he has thrown 16 passes without an interception behind Peyton Manning and some guy who played for the Cardinals in 1960. Can't think of his name off the top of my head. They did a stat. They had the 2 best starts of quarterbacks without throwing touchdown interception ratio of 0. Nick Foles is your starter right now, but the Eagles at home is right now is like, no, don't even do it. It's not even worth it. Pass. Next game up, 5-4. Now this is a kind of surprise. I didn't realize this. The 5-4 Arizona Cardinals in the midst of the playoff hunt, winners of their last 2, coming off that 27-24 win over the Houston Texans, who are reeling. They are going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Stay away. Just the Cardinals right now, they're fighting for their playoff lives. They should win this game. But Jacksonville finally has found their mojo. They've won a game. They got some confidence. And this could be a trap game for the Cardinals. Do not overlook this team. The Cardinals do not overlook the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know it's hard for me to say that, but do not overlook a 1-8 team that right now is playing pretty well for a 1-8 team. So just avoid that game altogether. And we got another doozy coming up. 3-6 Raiders, losers, a 24-20 loser at the Giants last Sunday, losers of their last 2. Going against the Houston Texans with the aforementioned 27-24 loss to the Arizona Cardinals. And on today released my man Ed Reed because he told the truth. There's an old saying that most of your moms who, if you're still here, if you remember as a child, they say that no matter how hard it hurts, tell the truth. Ed Reed told the truth. It cost him his job, so now maybe he can finally sign with the Ravens, which is probably going to be unlikely because of salary cap implications. He told the truth, but Ed, you took the money and ran. You wanted another payday, you got it. Now come home, retire as a Raven, and do yourself proud. I mean, we love you. We're not mad at you. Come on back home. We'll treat you like the runaway child. We love you. You know, you went out there, you did well here. Now you just come on back home, put on that purple number 20 one more time, and do us proud. But as far as eliminator purposes go, please just don't even look at it. I mean, the Texans right now, they did find a quarterback in Case Keenum, who used to do that run and shoot offense with the Houston Cougars in college. The Texans right now are just pretty much trying to save Kubiak's job, who I don't think will get fired because of everything that's happened with him health-wise, and I don't think that would be kind of a fair thing to do. But let's just say that they got to show some improvement in the next few weeks, or that they may revisit Kubiak's status. I don't think he'll be gone at the end of the year, but you never know. But as far as the Eliminator pick goes, stay away. All right, here's my game. My boys, 4-5, the defending champions, coming off that 20-17 overtime win against Cincinnati, going up against the Bears in Chicago, President Obama's team, and he's already stated that he will be rooting for the Bears on this Sunday. A 21-19 loser at home to Detroit. As far as Eliminator goes, Cutler is out. They've already declared him out. Now, speaking as a Ravens fan, it's a must-win. You got to take advantage of this team. Even though Josh McCown has played very, very, very well. But you're the Ravens. You are the defending champions. Go into Chicago and act like the defending champions and take care of business. As far as Eliminator purposes go, avoid. But as far as the Ravens and my team goes, go into Chicago and take care of business. Go in there, get the W, set yourself up against next week with the Jets, Jets. Enough said. Next game on tap, the 4-5. Yes, the 4-5 Cleveland Browns in a big game against the 6-4 Cincinnati Bengals, coming off that 20-17 loss and losers of 2 in a row. As I said 2 weeks ago, they are the Bengals. I said it last game when they played Miami. They are the Bengals. They will break your heart. Now, this is a huge game for both teams. Now, this was the game I had chosen as an eliminator. I pretty much wrapped up my year, and I said, well, I'll take the Bengals. But now, after learning my lesson on division games, I am going to avoid this game. And I've got a surprise eliminator pick, and it's actually coming up, and it's a surprise pick. I'm changing it. It was the Bengals. Now it's not the Bengals. I'm going with a different team, and it's going to surprise you, but you'll see my logic coming up. But as far as eliminator purposes for the Browns-Bengals game, skip it. Don't even think about it. Now, I'm not even giving you one good eliminator pick these last 10 games so far. I think it's 9 games so far. It's not a good slate to pick. But we got to come up with one, and I have come up with one, and it's kind of a surprise one. Next game on tap is the 4-5 San Diego Chargers, coming off a 28-20 loss to the Denver Broncos, going up against the Miami Dolphins, who just lost on Monday night and gave Tampa Bay their first win, 22-19. The Dolphins are done. I'm not going to say all the way done, but I'll say it like this. You can kind of see the brown in them. Okay? You can see them turning brown. They ain't done yet, but you can see the brown, which is very close. This whole Richie Incognito, Jonathan Martin thing it just distracted them the whole week. And now they got to deal with it for the rest of the year. Both players are gone, but still, it's like stench. It lingers. It's going to linger. It's going to stay in that locker room until the season is over, and probably a whole house cleaning of everybody from the GM to the head coach gone. So the Dolphins right now are playing for their lives and their jobs. The Chargers are playing for their playoff life. As far as eliminator game, avoid it. Just avoid it. The Chargers, Phillip Rivers, should do well against the Dolphins. They are coming east. I usually say and pick games, some eliminator games, like if a team is in turmoil, then you kind of roll with them. I wouldn't roll with Miami right now. Nah, not that type of turmoil. Or, just ain't worth it. Now, this game was actually the Sunday night game, which got flexed out for Kansas City at Denver. It was the Packers, 5-4, coming off that surprisingly 21-13 beat down by the Eagles at home against the Giants, who have won 3 in a row and actually sit one game out in the loss column in the NFC least. This is my eliminator game. The Giants are on a roll. The Packers have Scott Tolzien at quarterback. The Giants actually could, dare I say this, could still win the division. They probably have to win out their last 6. And one of those games, and I think their final game is at home against the Redskins. But as far as an eliminator pick, this is probably the only solid eliminator pick. And I know the Giants are 3-6. I get it. They've lost their first 6. They've won 3 in a row. These are the Giants that most of us know. I don't love them, but a lot of Giants fans love. Start slow, finish fast. This is my eliminator pick. I just cannot see the Giants losing to Scott Tolzien. Can't see it happening. Don't see it happening. This is my eliminator pick. Yes, I know the Packers are over 500. I know this is kind of a risky pick. But the way the Packers are playing right now, they don't have Aaron Rodgers. And Seneca Wallace has just got hurt. They just re-signed Matt Flynn, who they should have re-signed 2 weeks ago. Now that they're going into the Meadowlands, into that swirling wind dome of MetLife Stadium, and Scott Tolzien in his first NFL start. This is the pick to take. The Giants. Roll with it. This is the top. Use your Giants as your eliminator pick. I'm going to use them because I got nothing else to lose. All right, next up, now, if you haven't used the Seahawks yet, this might be the good time to use them too. The 2-7 Minnesota Vikings coming off the 34-27 Thursday night thriller over the Redskins, going up against the Seahawks, who are on a roll, have won 5 in a row. This one, if you haven't used Seattle, this is a good time now to use them. They're playing at home. They don't lose at home. Enough said. So now we have 2, the Giants and the Seahawks. Now, the next one on tap, the 6-3 49ers coming off that shocking 10-9 loss at home to the Carolina Panthers. Up against the New Orleans Saints, who last I just checked, just scored again against the Dallas Cowboys. And just got another first down against the Dallas Cowboys. Man, I just got a message saying that, you know what I mean? And wait a minute, hold, let me check. Oh, wait a minute, I'm just getting another message in that the Cowboys just got another first down against, the Saints just got another first down against the Cowboys. So, I mean, this should be a hard-hitting game. Kaepernick, as far as eliminator purposes, no. But as far as a good matchup for Sunday, this is going to be a slobber knocker, as Jim Ross used to say. 49ers they need to win this game. Because right now, to rely on Seattle to lose, I don't see it happening. I'm not saying that Seahawks is going to go 15-1, but they're not going to lose their home games. And yes, you get San Fran and your house. I think it's the next to the last, maybe the last home game. I don't know. Next to the last game at Candlestick. You need that one, and you need some help. So hopefully, but I don't see hope you getting past the Saints. If they play like they played Monday night, it's a wrap. You guys will be the wild card. But you guys got to show up against New Orleans. You cannot let them roll the way they rolled over Dallas. I mean, they just rolled, and last I checked, they still got another first down. 40 first downs. An NFL record. I can't even fathom 40 first downs in an NFL game. But yet, they did it on Sunday night. And what made it so bad, they was literally running out the clock. They were just handing the ball off. They were trying to run the clock out. And it was just like they still was running up first downs. So, as far as eliminator, stay away from it. And the best game of the week, the 9-0 Kansas City Chiefs coming off a bye against a hobbled Peyton Manning, and the 8-1 Denver Broncos coming off that 28-20 win over the San Diego Chargers. Winners of their last two. Let's just not even worry about this. Just sit back and watch this game, because I've already given you two for your eliminator. They're the late games, but those games will be over. Sit back and enjoy a defensive struggle. I'll say this right now. I think the Chiefs will not. The Chiefs will give up more than 17 points in this game. I just can't see Peyton Manning having less than 17 points when you've got the best offense scoring over, God knows, he was scoring 45 a game, going against the best defense is giving up only 17. Well, let's just say they'll give up about 24. Just cut it in the middle, like 21, 22. Broncos will get that. Chiefs probably losing a late field goal. But I can't see them winning this one. But as far as eliminator, no, don't even waste your time with it. And the final game coming up this Monday night, the 7-2 Patriots, with Tom Brady and a bunch of no-name receivers, winners of their last two, going against maybe the hottest team in the NFL right now, other than the Seattle Seahawks. And it's the Carolina Panthers. They come off that 10-9 bloody slugfest game over the 49ers. And they've won 5 in a row and pretty much saved Ron Rivera's job for the foreseeable future. Now, as far as eliminator, don't even use it. But the Panthers need this game to kind of stay in touch with the Saints. They're one game back of the division and definitely in the head of the wild card race. So this is a huge game for both teams. And probably ESPN is glad about it, because after dealing with Martin and an incognito gate, they finally can focus on two teams that are going somewhere. Namely the Patriots, begrudgingly, and the Panthers. So as far as eliminator pick goes, avoid it. This week we only have two really good solid eliminator picks. I can't see another one on this week's, two others on this week I will give you. I usually try to give you 4 that if you haven't played yet, but I can say on a shadow of a doubt, if you haven't played Seattle, use them. They're playing Minnesota. And yes, I am going with the Giants. I just got a gut hunch feeling that the Giants will take care of business on Sunday to stay close in NFC least race, and hold on to beat the Packers with Scott Tolzien at quarterback. That's my picks for this week. You can check me out on Twitter at capital THE, capital FRNCHSE, capital PLAYA, and also on ESPN D-Generation Way. Until next week, we do it all over again for week 12. I love you. God loves you more. Peace.